What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK, back at you guys with a little one today, and today we're coming at you with another substance review. And in this one, we're going to be reviewing Alpha-Methyltryptamine, or AMT. So, yeah, I hope you guys are stay high, stay lifted. Hope you guys are smoking up, got something to eat, drink, or are railing a line. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I hope you just are enjoying this video. So let's get into it, and let's not waste any more time. So, a brief history with this RC. It wasn't really on the RC scene at all when it first started out. It was handed out in some pills or powder form. So the dose I took for it to be active was 25 milligrams. And if you look into it, it's at the high end of a low dose and just at the beginning of a common dose of the substance. So yeah, very interesting. And I have something to write home about the substance as well. So it feels a lot like MDMA. Very akin to MDMA. It feels like taking 50 milligrams of MDMA. However, the only downside of that is that it doesn't have as much euphoria. But that's okay because I'm not really with the come downs anymore. And there was a slight come down with AMT. The reason being it actually releases serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, just like MDMA. To the same level? No, not at all. However, it can still drain you, so the same harm reduction practices with MDMA you should be using with AMT, or Alpha-Methyltryptamine, which is a dope-ass name, let's be honest. That name sounds dope as fuck. Sounds like a Matrix kind of drug. Sounds like the apex of something, right? I don't know. But this tryptamine quickly climbed the ranks of my most favorite tryptamines. And the reason being, it had the most entactogenic and pathogenic feel that I've ever had on a tryptamine. And the other reason being it's 12 to 16 hours of a long drug length. So it lasts that long, and it did last up to 16 hours. I actually had trouble falling asleep. You're more than likely gonna have trouble falling asleep. It's very stimulating. You know, I found myself standing up quite a lot. I did not want to sit down. That's very different from MDMA. MDMA would not make you want to dance and move. It'd make you want to melt in your couch or bed. So there's a big difference right there off the bat. However, again, MDMA has a very quick onset as well. AMT also had, well, within 30 minutes, I was starting to feel something, but it had a very, very long onset. And that was about 3 hours for it to fully peak. And the peak lasted pretty fucking long, up to 8 hours, honestly, to me. And there's no really sense of coming down once it's wearing off. There's no sense at all. There's no come down, at least during the next day as well. However, the come down hits delayed. So it hits like the day after the afterglow. So there is afterglow, which I found awesome. Okay, that's nice. But I did not so much like the come down, because, that's what happens. It actually releases neurochemicals just the same as MDMA. So that's obviously going to leave you feeling drained, and that also lowers the safety profile just a bit. Also, it's an MAOI. I don't know if it's very potent. It's mild MAOI, they say. And they theorize that that's the reason why it lasts so long, because of the MAOI effect. And when you and when you combine a MAOI with a psychedelic or tryptamine, it will extend the length and it will make the experience last longer, right? So they theorize that it kind of just is its own MAOI, right? So it actually contributes to the drug lasting longer. And I can't verify all of that, so who knows if that's hearsay or not. But anyways, I liked it. I liked the length. I liked how it didn't really have a crazy ass come up. Some people say that the come up is uncomfortable, right? For me, it was not so much uncomfortable. It was actually comfortable. And I took a shower on the stuff quickly right after I fully came up on it. And the shower, the shower's trippy on this stuff because that's when I first started noticing something. And once I got out of the shower, I had started feeling the effects. I don't know why, but the shower has the tendency to make me start tripping or feeling a drug. And yeah, that's why I take a shower, because I like to kick it in, if that makes any sense. I don't know what it is. It's kind of weird. It kind of just resets me in a way. But yeah, so the drug had peaked around after that shower, and it was awesome. That shower was awesome. Oh, and also, this is when I started listening to music. And when I listened to music on this trip, oh man, the music enhancement was honestly just the same as MDMA. Meaning, yeah, it just had that feel. I don't know. You would have had to try MDMA to know what I'm talking about. But music sounded the same. It almost had almost exactly the same music enhancement, albeit less druggy. And no crazy melting like euphoria or anything. However, I felt loved. I felt like I wanted to love. And yeah, honestly, this is a perfect party drug, bro. Perfect rave drug because it lasts that long. However, there's been some deaths reported. Obviously, that is probably more than likely dose related. Although if you have a heart condition or other conditions, that could prove to be deadly, you would be advised to take this drug with caution or not take it at all. And you would know if you're a higher risk individual anyway. So that would also include individuals that don't respond that well to drugs or psychedelics in particular. If you've had a bad experience on psychedelics, definitely don't jump into this thinking you're going to have a better time. I would definitely steer clear away. But again, and also steer clear away anyway. But I would like to know your experiences if you've tried this substance, because I'm really wondering why there's not more reports on it. It's ultra rare. I would say it's pretty fucking rare. I guess it wasn't as rare 20 years ago. In the early 2000s, it was sold online, right? Before the dark web, which is pretty interesting. How they just sold drugs ever since they were able to sell drugs, obviously. I would, capitalize on that too. But yeah. Very fun drug, very rave-centric, party-centric. I feel like I wanted to party. I feel like I wanted to go visit something. I feel like I wanted to go out. I had a lot of energy, a lot of stimulation. You could walk on this substance, I'm sure, to feel great. And yeah, I would say the come down kind of sucked, though. And yeah, what comes up comes down. So I knew and expected there would probably be a come down, and there was. I'm still kind of feeling a little bit. Not as much, but, that was about 3 or 4 days ago. I took the substance anyway. So I'm not going to feel it that much anymore by now. I would say by tomorrow, 5 days after I took the substance, I should be pretty back to normal, like almost back to normal. But yeah, because of that effect, again, same harm reduction as MDMA. Do not be doing this more than once a month, because if you do, it's a goddamn research chemical still. Most people don't really use this substance. So, but I would say it has an established safety profile. Just take a normal fucking dose, but don't combine it with anything because, again, it does have a mild MAOI effect. And again, that means monoamine oxidase inhibitor, which means it builds up more levels of neurotransmitters in your blood. And it also builds up drugs, especially in your blood. So you'd want to be careful about doing that. Obviously. But I would say this. I combined GHB with it, though. GBL. And, bro, that fucking felt like MDMA. I'm going to be honest, because the GBL is a lot more energizing as well and dopaminergic. So that made it feel super euphoric. I felt like I was rolling. My eyes, honestly, they almost started, actually wiggling a little bit. I'm not even going to lie. But, yeah. If you really want to make it feel like MDMA, take some GHB with it. But keep in mind that's a combo that can be very unsafe. So don't even take that as advice to take it. Please don't. But I would say that was a great combo. I'm going to make another video separately about that. But yeah, I took GHB about halfway through the trip because I was like, fuck it. I really wanted to see if this would feel like MDMA. Oh man, it did. It blew my socks off. It was nice. It's fucking awesome. I only had to take 2 milliliters too, so I took less of the GHB than I had to. I had gotten more of an effect, so I was like, fuck yeah. This shit's lit. But anyways, again, Alpha-Methyltryptamine sounds like some dope-ass shit, I'm gonna be honest. And I was like, I gotta pick this up. So I'm glad this shit arrived, and I'm happy that I tried. So leave it down in the comments if you guys have ever tried Alpha-Methyltryptamine, AMT, or ever even heard of it. Because, again, just this month, I'm not even kidding, or actually no, last month, I should say, I heard about the drug. But I had seen it, briefly in T-Call, P-Call, right? But I really didn't think much of it at all. And honestly, I don't know why I didn't try to get it sooner. But honestly, I didn't have a source for it, so there we go. Some of these sources take time to get, but yeah. I would say if you're going to a rave or a party, right, this would be a good drug to try. Again, if you're around a bunch of strangers, it's still a psychedelic. So yeah, if you're around a bunch of strangers, I would say be advised to take lower of a dose than usual, at least in the beginning. And redosing on the substance, I would not redose on the substance because it lasts fucking long, bro. Like, you're gonna have trouble falling asleep. It lasts all the way up to that 16-hour estimated duration. I did not see it die down at 12 hours at all. So keep that in mind. And that was after the peak, after 3 hours of ingestion, even after, 3 hours into the drug taking effect, even 12 hours after that, it was still in effect. So meaning, yeah, it could even last up to 18 hours. Obviously, if you don't get sleep in the same day you take the drug, it's going to feel different. Meaning you're not going to really stop feeling the effects until you fall asleep and then wake up the next day. And then the next day, you're going to have some afterglow. So it will still be in your system a bit, and it's going to take some time for it to get out. But yeah, alpha-methyltryptamine, honestly, I could talk about this shit for days, bro. It was such a nice experience. I loved it. I loved every second of it. Listen to music the whole time, which could be dangerous for your ears, so watch out on how much you listen to music, but, who really gives a fuck? I wanted to listen and party. See, I was all partying in my room on that shit, and I had a great ass time. So, anyways, very fun drug. I would give it a 10 out of 10. And it's very interesting because, there's so many MDMA-like compounds that I've discovered now, like 6-APB. I actually tried the real 6-APB recently as well, which I will be making a substance review about next. My last substance review, it was 6-APB, but it was actually found out to be 5-APB. So it was actually a 5-APB review. So I have tried finally 6-APB, and yes, it feels a lot more like MDA, lasts a lot longer. But even that was not as euphoric as AMT, because AMT actually releases serotonin. So yeah, fun drug, okay? But what I was trying to say is that 6-APB is just like MDMA too. 5-APB is, there's a lot of MDMA-like compounds. So yeah, get to research it. And, this is coming from someone that was a Molly head. So yeah, honestly, I'll look for any drug that's like MDMA that's not MDMA, because MDMA just makes me feel like shit nowadays. So yeah. Anyways, y'all get it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave it down in the comments if you guys have ever tried this substance or heard about it. I hope you guys stay high, stay lifted, and peace out to the next one.